Is there a world where if they had given you more notice that people's reactions would be different, or the reality is it's your property and for goodness sake, what's coming over the top of us?
Yeah, like we're still talking, it's going to be forced acquisition of our land.
Yeah.
So regardless, but this rollout could have been so much better. Energy Co need to do better. They've been told this multiple times and they're not doing better.
We're having a look at the area, and eventually we'll get to your family as well. Again, I mentioned at the very start of the show that it seems that some of these companies or the lobby group on their behalf is starting to say that the resistance could result in violence to our workers, all right? There's a good guy, bad guy dynamic here, where put simply, if you're the farmer who's going to get screwed or the neighbour who's going to get screwed, you're the problem, not the thing that was happening. Do you feel that gaslighting is starting to come from the company, from government, from media, even if you try to talk about this, that the assumption is if you're a local and you're blowing up, well, there must be some other far right-wing political reason for this?
Yeah, I think we can call it the Energy Co and Minister Sharp's spin.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous. You know, we're good, hard-working people, and I think anyone in our position has a right to be upset about your land being taken.
Yes.
Your businesses, your homes. And so for the spin to be that we're reacting in a big way and that's somehow an us issue, I think that's really poor form by the government.
Like, again, I was talking about it with the Energy Council, this concept, right, that, you know, they at public meetings we need more security guards and potentially the builders are going to be under some sort of physical threat. Again, that is so over the top. I mean, I can see your reaction to it is that it's like, look, people are pissed off, okay? And people are allowed to be pissed off and they're allowed to be aggro. You're not allowed to get up in people's faces and you're obviously not allowed to physically do anything, right? But if they just thought that this was like a hot knife through butter, that there's no resistance whatsoever when people lose part or major sections of their land, then again, that's the gaslighting to pretend that the reaction to it is anything but a normal human reaction to it.
Yeah, and the frustration comes about not being listened to. You know, that's the incredibly frustrating part for all of these farmers who are impacted. They haven't been listened to. They've been told that there'll be an acquisition now of their land for the purposes of transmission lines to benefit the cities essentially. And so it's regional New South Wales carrying all of this burden for the benefit of the cities. And people are getting frustrated because it's just so bloody unfair.
Correct. Can we throw the map up again of all of the different areas here where people can see everything from, you know, Taree, Port Macquarie, Newcastle is sort of the main start that we'll show here when it comes to the map around the state, if we don't have it already. Give me an idea about some of the surrounding areas here. We know where Walker is there, but give me some ideas for people watching at home. Where are we talking about?
Okay, so Walker's about 3 hours inland of Port Macquarie, about an hour and a half drive from Gloucester. Yeah, Newcastle, 2.5, 3 hours away from us. Wow. We are, you know, tablelands. So we're the top of the Great Dividing Range. We're very high elevation. We're beautiful rainfall, amazing soil, basalt soil. We are highly productive, amazing farmland.
So ironically, if I wanted to put a Macca's somewhere near your place, there'd be quite a blow up because you're changing the environment, but they can get away with doing this here, right? And as you say, about the line that this just cuts through, in Victoria, the compensation scheme is that you are compensated for the square meterage of the bit of the tower that touches the ground. What's the New South Wales version?
Look, their policy is very, very similar, and no amount of money that they're going to offer here from their policy is ever going to make up for the loss to equity position for farmers. Correct. A lot of farmers take on a lot of debt to be able to run their businesses, which then help us, you know, raise cattle and sheep and feed you and everyone else in our state.
Well, you look at me as a Wagyu human. You are correct, ma'am. You are correct.
You know, we're feeding, the New England area feeds 22, 23% of the state. Yep. So, look, it just does not make sense. This is just the most beautiful land. It's like they've drawn a line on the map without actually ever looking at the mountains.
Correct. They look at the one version, not the satellite version, right? We prefer our food also potentially to be cooked after it is on its way to our joint, not before.
And that's the point, Paul. If someone did want to put a Macca's in at Walker, the council would have a say.
Yeah.
The council has no say over these transmission lines. The council has no say over any renewable projects because it's a completely different, it's a completely different ballpark because it's a renewable project and it's transmission lines. So, and that's part of the problem. The community has no say. The council has no say. The mayor has no say. And it's
if we did, we're very united.
Yeah,
you know, like the Walker High Country Guardians are going strong and saying no to this.
All right, we're going to jump. We're going to keep an eye on it. Thank you for all the travel you put in to be here tonight. I really appreciate it. All the best to your family as well. We'll also keep you in touch at home about what social sort of things you can follow as well to give them more support as we go. More strength to your arm, guys. Well done.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right.